Hey everyone. I'm going to go ahead and start streaming in just a second. Give me a few minutes to get ready. Okay, I think I'm ready. So what I've got here are about, I don't know, 1,000 or so. 1,000 or so images from NGC 4535, which I took about a month ago. I'm a little bit behind on my processing. I've had kind of a stream of good luck with some, well, I mean, mostly I've been busy, but I've had some good luck with imaging. So where I want to process things in the evening, I can't because I've got something new to image. And so I thought I would go ahead and make a live stream to process what I've got from some data I took about a month ago. And I think I've got over 1,000 30-second subframes from NGC 4535, which is a galaxy very far away. So there's about 1,073 luminance filters or luminance images, and then there's probably about 40 images of an RGB each. So I think that comes out to about 9 hours or so, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm a little bit lazy tonight. I haven't created separate sessions for the luminance. I'm just sort of put everything all in one thing, and we'll see how it goes. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and set my preferences for this. I want to real quick change the directory that I'm going to process everything in Sirilic. So what I'm doing is going to process things in Sirilic. Hopefully everything will go smoothly, and then we'll open up in Siril and process it in Siril and GIMP. Yeah, so let me just get everything ready. We'll make the scripts and start running them. Okay. Right, so I think we've got everything going. And here we go. We're going to start building the scripts. And then we'll run the scripts, and while we're at it, I'll go ahead and set up a poll. And actually, I don't know, we've got a few viewers here. I could just ask you, like, what are you most excited about imaging this summer? If you are going to image anything. And then I'll yeah, so I expect that with so many images, it's going to take quite a while to actually stack all the images, and we have to kind of go back and check to make sure Sirilic has actually stacked everything. Actually, I think I need to double check the properties on this to make sure things are good. So we might have to redo this, but no worries. As Bob Ross likes to say, we don't have mistakes, just happy accidents. So, yeah. You're excited to image NGC 5182 Centaurus A. That's always a good image. I mean, that's always a good thing to image. I like that. I'm gonna go and put up a poll real quick just to kind of break the ice with anybody who is just joining. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to redo everything. Let's see, let me check my properties here. So I think it should be okay. I'm using the new version of Sirilic, so first time. We'll see how things go. Okay. So reflectors or refractors. We got 100% for reflectors. Always pluses and minuses with each one, I think. So, yep. Yep, I think I forgot to put in the sub sky. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for each of these and kind of rerun it. Sub sky. So it's just as a basic, background extraction before it does everything. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to run the script again just to make sure. I was about to say that doesn't look like the UI I'm more familiar with. Yeah, I was. So the last time I used Sirilic on M101, I was using 15-second subframes, and let me show you. So like, with the stacking, like, it didn't stack all of the images, and I think it's because it wasn't finding the stars well enough. It would register all the images and do the background extraction of everything, which is fine. I could take all the registered images and put them into Siril and then stack them again. But it was getting rid of about 1,000 images because it just wasn't recognizing the stars well enough. And so I just thought I'd try out the new version of Sirilic to see if that makes a difference. I don't think it should be too bad because I'm using 30-second subframes with these data, and it should be able to find the stars more easily, I think. So yeah, it's a little bit newer version. So yeah, so okay. So we're just going to rerun the scripts with the sub sky, so it kind of does a background extraction at first. Okay, all right, we're at 50%. 2 votes. One for reflectors, one for refractors. Yeah, before I got on, started talking about the new Sirilic version. Yeah, I was just saying, like, there's so many different advantages with each, like reflectors or just in general. You get a little bit more, as they say, bang for your buck. So you can get a larger aperture for less money. Of course, refractors are just generally a lot easier to work with. So you give it a shot with the NGC 6888 data I'm working with. Cool. Yeah, I would. I was just thinking I could check it out. And like in the properties, it is a little bit different, right? With the stacking, you can kind of set these parameters now, like for the star finding stuff. In the old version, there might have been that as well. I haven't checked. I mean, that wasn't something I was really too worried about before the M51 data stuff. I had issues trying to get the new Sirilic to work. Oh, really? Well, we'll see. We'll see. If not, we can use the old Sirilic. I've still got it. So yeah, I thought like the antivirus popped up a little bit on my machine and it's like, hey, are you sure you want to run this? It's like, yep. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll work. If not, we'll try the old version. So I guess that's part of the problem of testing things out live. Going to have some issues. What was the? Do you mind sharing what, David, what the problem was with the new version of Sirilic? You don't have to, of course. Okay, so now we've got 3 votes, 67% for refractors. So all right. Oh, is it finished? I get distracted. Okay, looks like it's finished. Let's try and run the script. We'll see what happens. And aha, version 1.2.0 beta is not compatible with Sirilic. So we need Siril version 1.3.0. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this project, and we'll see if we can open up in the old Sirilic. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just check it out. Okay, here we go. Here's the old Sirilic. We'll load that project. Hopefully it'll work. So maybe I just need to update the Siril version, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Just make sure that everything is correct. Okay, it's subsky degree 1. And we'll try and build the scripts again and see what happens. So again, this is the older version. Yeah, I guess I have to update Sirilic. I mean Siril, but I'm not going to do that on stream. So hopefully this will work. We'll see. Not, there's always Deep Sky Stacker, right? I got an error in the libraw input output. Huh. That's weird. So did going back to the old Sirilic version help? I'm sure it did, but maybe when you try to run the script. Yeah, that is kind of weird, huh? I didn't have the old one, so I was stuck going back to DSS. I think you can still download the old Sirilic, like version 1.14. There's still all of those releases are still downloadable. So if I go here, that's the link I just put into the stream. Maybe try one of the older versions, I'm guessing. So I don't know. The one that I've been using, just check, is 1.14 something, 1.14.2. So that one's been working for me. And then I've just been using the beta version of Siril. The last beta. I haven't upgraded to the latest version yet. I'm lazy. It's been working. Is there a compatibility matrix there? Not sure exactly what you mean. Can you kind of elaborate on that, Matt? Yeah, so this is Siril. I've been working with the Siril 1.2.0 beta 2, which has been working pretty okay. I mean, I know there's the actual, like, they've actually updated it, so it's not a beta anymore. Yeah. Oh, for the new version of Sirilic with the current version of Siril, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I think it's a little bit of a yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Let's see. It says, so with the different ones, like it says compatible with Siril 1.2. I think if you look here, like version 1.5.0, it's compatible with Siril 1.2. So anything below this maybe is compatible with that. And then anything above that, you need the updated version. That's what I'm gonna guess. That's just what I'm thinking. Okay, so we've got the scripts run. We're going to try and run them now. And seems like it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and once this is finished, don't let me forget to actually open up the Luminance stacked image and check the fits header to make sure that all of the images were actually stacked. And if not, we can go back into Siril itself and stack them manually. Looks like it all completely updated. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, looks like we've got a lot of people. Well, a lot of 75% of the people who have voted are going with the refractors, which is, I think, is very understandable. Very understandable. If you're just joining and you're not familiar with the data that I'm stacking, so I did a previous live stream where I imaged NGC 4535, which is a galaxy that was, I think it's an interesting looking galaxy. And let's see. Script execution failed. Did something wrong here. Let's see. Okay. Log setting current working directory. Did I? Oh, okay. I did not set the working directory for this for this older version of Sirilic. Let me go ahead and do that now. That's where things are going wrong. Okay, now we're going to try it. Try it again. We'll run the scripts, let the directory run the scripts again. Sorry, it's taking forever. Looks like it. I'll go pull the update. Oh, I already read that. Silly. So, yeah, before I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. I'm very distractible. So I took about, I would say, almost 1,200 frames of NGC 4535 over a few nights, and I streamed those a couple of times. Had some. I think I got some okay data. I was just taking 30-second exposures on a HEQ5 mount with a Celestron C8 and a ZWO 294 cooled monochrome camera. And so, yeah, we're trying to stack those now. We'll see what happens. Make sure everything is working. Just double check the preferences real quick. There are a lot of, the problem is there are a lot of files. So it's going to take Sirilic and Siril quite a long time to actually stack everything. For those of you who have voted, like what is your current setup? What kind of refractors and reflectors do you have? Have you tried both with astrophotography? I mean so the scopes I have a sort of an older Orion 80 millimeter doublet, which is fine. It's like one of the cheaper versions. I have a 6-inch Ritchie Creation and an 8-inch Celestron C8. And then I also have a Dobsonian, but of course I don't use that for imaging, except sometimes for planetary stuff. So I generally think that the refractor is a lot easier to use, except the Orion that I have is it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's older. The focuser isn't as good, and so yeah. Now we're going to try and stack these again and see what happens. RC51. So yeah, refractor. Red cat. Yep. I have a Meade 8-inch f5 Newtonian and an old Vixen 10-inch SCT. Cool. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's working. We'll see. Looks like it's stacking. And then once it's done stacking, and because I have Siril open, let's see, log setting current work computer execution failed. And try this again. I don't know why it's failing. Hmm. Let me check real quick. See if it's making, it's at least. It's creating the files. Just something about it's processing the files. So I don't know. My favorite scope at the moment is a 4-inch APO. Also, my 130 PPS is doing a good job. My data entry tuning is not quite up to it. It needs some more mods. Yeah. Yeah, that's, I think, what happens a lot is that Newtonians need a bit of work to get them working well. Okay, let me see what's happening. So it's pre-processing the images. But somewhere it's failing. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't know. Just trying to figure out why it is failing. So let me show you what I've got here. So if I look in the folder that Sirilic has created for all this stuff, like if I go into the L folder, into the session, and the images, you can see the pre-processed images here. And it's getting quite through a lot of them, and then it just aborts. And for like the, yeah, so let me just go ahead and clear this a little bit. I'm just going to clear all of these and reload them. And see if that helps. I don't know if it'll help. We'll see. And then redo everything. This is weird. Never had this happen in Sirilic before. I'm going to add files. Really quick. Okay, so I've added those. Let's go to R and add them again. Yeah, I'm sorry this is happening. It's technical difficulties when you do it in real time. Because it would be a pain to actually have to do it in Sirilic. Sirilic just makes things so much easier, I feel like. And try running the scripts again. Drive space, I've had processing jobs fail due to that. I don't think so. I think my drive space. Let's see. I should have like a terabyte or more at least of drive space on the drive that I'm stacking on. So I'll try rerunning the scripts again and see what happens. There was some error, like it wasn't reading stuff. Yeah, I've got enough drive space. So I'm not exactly sure why. I've got 843 gigabytes. So I think that should be enough. I hope. Although there's a lot of files. Yeah, should be. Should be okay. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess it makes things interesting, yeah? Maybe because I originally ran it in the new Sirilic and then tried it in the old Sirilic, it like messed things up. There's something wrong with the project settings. I don't know. Could be something like that. So we'll just maybe try and open up a whole new Sirilic instance, like, and then see if we can just redo the whole project. Maybe there's like something in the save project thing that's happened. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we're going to try it again. I'd like to say thank you for sharpening tool. Right around my Sombrero Galaxy Picken was amazed at the difference. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, hope it works. Still trying to make it better. So hopefully the next version will come out in a little bit. I don't think it'll come out in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be very busy the next couple of weeks. Yeah, but like maybe in a month I'll have the next version out where it's kind of trained on different point spread functions, and you can specify the forward with what is it? I aborted again. You can specify the the PSF that you need. My brain is not working. Okay, we're going to try this, create a new project, and delete the project, and we're going to try it again in just the old version of Sirilic and see what happens. Okay, so here's the old version. Again, we're going to create a new project. Well, let's see. First thing I want to do, maybe it's delete the old project from everything. Troubleshooting is great, isn't it? It's the best. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second to get everything set up. Where is Sirilic? Okay, so we have light, we have red, green, and blue. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that the sub-sky is checked because we want the background extraction to happen. And we're going to go and add the images. So add those. We don't want a master dark because I've got different darks. So there are 30-second darks, not 15-second darks. The last project was 15-second darks. And then I select the flat files, which I've got a lot of from different nights. And then I'll do the same thing for the R filter. Add in the 40 or so files I have from my R filter. Again, we don't need the dark. And then again, keep adding all the files for everything. Okay. Where are we at? G? This is G? The G filter? Yeah. And then, yep, just going through all these one at a time. I know it's tedious. It's a little bit tedious. Okay. Makes for great content, right? You get to see me struggling the whole time. So let's see. So G. E. So this is the last one. Learn what to do and what not to do. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Just make sure that I've got everything in the right section. So I've got the B flats, the darks, the B data, go to G, the G flats, the G data, go to R flats, R data, and the L data, L flats. Okay, should be good. Okay, now let's see here. Okay. And just make sure that it hasn't added. Oh no, got rid of all my darks. That's fine. Maybe that's what was messing up before, because I had specified to use the same darks for each one. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just because we use two different versions of Sirilic, and that kind of messed things up. So we're going to go ahead and run the directories, build the scripts again for the millionth time, and then we'll see what happens. Let's see, we've got 8 votes so far for refractors or reflectors. So far, refractors are winning 62% to 38%. Let's see. I mean, it's building the files and everything, so that's a good sign. All the symbolic links or whatever it does in the background before it needs to stack things. So maybe it was getting caught up last time. So Gary, have you used the sharpening tool on anything besides the Sombrero Galaxy? I know that some people have had it's been the sharpening tool has been a little bit hit or miss. So it'll sharpen some things really well and other things they get weird artifacts and things like that. So I think the sharpening tool works well, but it's not perfect. I don't expect it ever to be really perfect. But I don't think any AI tool or any tool in general is perfect. But curious if you used it on Nebula. Yeah, I've used it on some nebulas and it works okay. I don't know if that was a question for Gary or not. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's run the scripts and see what happens. Open question. Yeah. I've used it on some of my nebula. So I can show you some. I think in a video I showed a picture of it, but let me see if I can, while we're waiting on this. Hopefully it works. I don't know. I can kind of show you some of the tests I've done on different things. I've done a lot of testing on the tool lately. So yeah, but I can show you here. I don't mind. If my computer, I mean, it's stacking thousands of files right now, so it doesn't crash. Oh, it aborted again. Okay, let's look at the log. Let's see what the log says. Sirilic log. So here's the log. Let's go all the way down and see what happens. Okay, so it's sequence processing failed. Could not load image 713 from image sequences. So there's all these errors. It looks like it's fine. If it's error images 00807 failed to move to HDU number 2. I don't even know what that means. Something weird happening. If there are any other errors. But if that's the case, maybe we can just remove the offending files and see what happens. Error reading data buffer from file. See if we can figure what's happening in Sirilic. So let's see, image 00807. Yeah, but I don't know. Failed to move to HDU number 2. Let me Google that real quick. See, I found something in French, so let's translate it real quick. It says to not have spaces or dashes. I don't know. So maybe there's something with the naming of the files that's not working with it, so I'm not sure. Interesting. Let's see, I'll take, not yet. We'll try it on Trifid shots next. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me see if there's anything weird going on with the naming of the files. So I use K-stars to automatically name the images, but not sure which. So the problem is it's going to be like, I feel like really hard to troubleshoot because K-stars will name things automatically. And I don't see any spaces in any of the file names. Maybe this one. Duplicate. Maybe that was the problem. Okay. So let's try, I don't know though, because it's weird. It's weird, it's just weird. Weird, I've never had this happen before. Okay, so let's go to the files in the L and see if we can find that file and delete it. Let's just clear it, and then we'll add it again. Add all the files again. Really weird stuff going on. Create the scripts. I don't know. Maybe we just won't be able to get it to work. Okay, so before, well, so have I used it on Nebula? Yeah, I've used it on Nebula. I'll go back, see if I can show you what I've tested it on. Let's see if I can get this to work. Hopefully it was just that file that had a space in it that was what was giving it a problem, but I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. So this is one of the images. So this is the original, you know, the heart of the Heart Nebula. And it's a little bit soft. And then the first version of the tool that I created kind of sharpens it up a bit, but it does make it a little bit noisy. So let's go back to the original. You can see it here. And then this is the new one. I think there's a lot less noise and it still sharpens things up. So if we compare the new beta version to the old beta version, like the old one I think does a little bit more sharpening, but it also sharpens the noise a lot too. So, and I've also been doing different tests on the like on M42. So definite improvement. I'll run on 6888 tomorrow. Yeah, check it out. Let's see. Let me open up this in. Let me open up M42 as well. So I think this is the first beta version when this opens up of, oh, not M42, NGC 6992, so part of the Veil Nebula. This is the first one. And then let me see if I can get the second one here. I think this is the second one should pop up. Again, this is the second version of the beta. We get a little bit. So it's not quite as, again, it's not quite as sharp, but like this is the, again, this is the first beta version. You can see there's a lot of noise that's sharpened in the darker parts. And this is the new beta version. Again, it's not quite as sharp, but the noise isn't sharpened as much. Let me see if I can get you the actual original. So yeah, hopefully I can find it, the original. So this is the original. And let me go ahead and put it all in one thing so we can see. So this is, we'll rename this one original. This is, I think, the newest, so the beta 2, the newest version that's out. Oops. And then beta 1 is here. And this is the old one. If I could just type tonight, that would be good. Okay, so this is the old version. You can see it's really sharp. It's like over sharp. And then like here's the newest beta version, or similar to it. It could be like a slightly different model, but it's close enough. And then this is the original. So you can see it. I think the new beta version does a nice job of sharpening, but like the stars can get kind of weird. You can see it here. This might actually be an older model that I improved upon for the beta version 2. I'm not exactly sure, but like you can see the sharpening happens pretty well without like over sharpening the dark areas. So like here's the original, here's this some iteration of the second version of the beta. In the first version here, you can see like all these little kind of, I don't know what you call it, like all these squares that get sharpened. The pixels get sharpened a little bit too much. Yeah. So hopefully that works. Okay, now let's see. Okay, it's finished running that. Let's run the scripts again and see what happens. Again, hopefully this will work now that I got rid of that file that had a space in it, but if it doesn't work, I might have to like give up and try again a different night. So, yeah. Or put it into Deep Sky Stacker. Or just do it in Siril, one image at a time, or one filter at a time. Yeah, it aborted again. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, so here's the log. Yeah, I'm getting these weird errors. Well, yeah, this is no fun with all the errors. Never had this happen before. These weird errors. I'm not sure why it is happening. Like, hmm. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I guess what we could do is I don't know, try and run the scripts in Siril and see if I don't think that's going to work though. And see what Sirilic, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to try to troubleshoot this and maybe come back tomorrow night and do it again. See if I can get the scripts to actually work. But for some reason, it's just not wanting to do it. Like it's just not working. So look at the log. It just says script execution failed. And I don't think that like, I don't know. Does it have to do something with like failed to move to HTU number 2? I don't even know what that means. And then extension doesn't start with simple or extension keyword. J8, I don't know, it's giving me all these errors once it gets to here. So I'll just have to try and figure it out. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Looks like we got 10 votes and it's exactly 50-50 for refractors and reflectors. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm sorry I didn't get to do this, and I'll try again tomorrow once I get this figured out. Okay, thanks. See you all tomorrow night.